You know, I was watching COBWEB the other day. I actually looked at it about, I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I was on my Fandango account, which is called Badu now, and I was actually looking at it. I said, "COBWEB, man, what's COBWEB?" You know, so I actually decided to look it up. So I clicked on it because it's on my Badu account, and I was like, "This looked pretty interesting," but I kind of blew it off, and so I went to work and I was like, this guy named Ryan, I always tell you guys about my previous videos. I was like, he said, "Hey, you see this thing called COBWEB?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I kind of came across it the other day, but I said, it looked pretty interesting. But here's the thing, you know how you get on your little accounts? Amazon does the same thing. They'll have you may like this, you may like that when you're watching the movies on their stream, Amazon, on your Amazon. So a lot of times I'll say, yeah, man, but a lot of times, man, they'll have the thing look so good, and then when you click on it and you decide to watch it, it's like, it ain't that good." So anyway, he said he was going to check it out. So then a week went by, and I was like, I'm going to check this out. So I looked at the trailer. The trailer looked pretty good. And so I bought it, and it was only like, I think it's like $14 to buy. But it's an hour and 28 minutes. It's a horror thriller, and the Rotten Tomato score is 59%. So it's, some people may like it, some people don't. Now, if you guys follow me on this channel, by the way, I got another subscriber. That's awesome. Thank you. That's pretty awesome. Thank you. But at 61, that's crazy. But anyway, I'll read the plot synopsis and we'll go from there. Young Peter is plagued by a mysterious constant noise from the inside of his bedroom wall. A tapping that his parents insist is in his imagination, and his fear intensifies, and he believes that his parents are hiding a terrible and dangerous secret. And they are. But, when I watch this movie, I can see why some people may not care for this movie. As you guys notice, every time I upload a video, I seem to like it, right? I don't really like, I don't like this movie that had this, I'm not that guy, because I don't know how to review a movie. What I do know how to do is just get on here and tell you what I did like about the movie. Now, there's things about this movie that, like, for instance, he has this older sister that's hidden in the walls, and the house is a lot bigger than what it is, and his parents is super weird, and the kid goes to school and he's bullied by this one kid, and this wall is talking to him, which is a girl. And the little boy that plays this is his name is Woody Norman, and he also played in The Last Voyage of Demeter. Yeah, he played in that too. I thought I recognized him because I just watched that movie too. But that was a good movie, by the way. But I ain't gonna lie, I enjoyed this movie. But anyway, he keeps constantly hearing these knocks behind his wall. So then, as he looks into his parents, he starts figuring out there's something weird about his parents. But then he goes to school and he gets, he doesn't go to recess because this boy's always picking on him and stuff. But then the school teacher decides to go. Well, what happened is, yeah, he went to go visit. He was telling the school teacher he was drawing this figure and this stuff on this paper, and how teachers are. It's like there's something wrong with this kid. She's thinking he might need a little help or a little bit. When kids draw something, it might mean they have an issue. It could be something ticking in there that they can get a grip on, right? So she goes to meet his parents, and boy, she starts looking around. There was something off, man. They started acting real weird. Because when I was watching this movie, I said, man, his parents was weird. But what I also like about this movie was I thought the cast was great. And another thing I'm going to tell you I like about this movie, there was no political, there was none of this other stuff that I constantly see in movies. And I ain't gonna lie, that's why I enjoy these type of movies, because I still say for people like me, there's hope out there for people who wants to watch a decent movie. This movie ain't no knockout and knock your socks off type of movie for sure. But man, this movie, he gets suspended from school because that girl behind the wall was telling him that he should stand up for himself, and then he decided to stand up for himself. But that kid that was picking on him, this kid was a little butthead, he pushed that kid down the steps and broke that kid's leg, so he got suspended. So so that's how this movie takes off. I'm not gonna really get all into it, but the movie just unfolds and unfolds and unfolds. Come find out there's this little girl that's locked downstairs. It's his older sister. But the whole time watching this, but she did some crazy stuff because she talked him into poisoning his mom and dad by using rat poison, because his dad was telling him there's rats in the wall, so he took him out the shed, telling him that this is rat poison and it smells like cinnamon. And he goes, and the rats will be like that, no, eat it. But they started eating dinner, and then he was like, "What'd you put in this, honey?" And she goes, "I don't know." She says, "Why?" She goes, he said, "It tastes real good. It's got a cinnamon taste." So she started eating it. So they're eating, and he's not eating. They're eating, he's not eating. Then all of a sudden, they realize that it's rat poison, but that this time they consume too much, and then that's when this movie unfolds. In the meantime, that little boy that he pushed down, his older brother and a couple of his friends wanted to go over and vandalize the house and go inside and do some stuff, get revenge for breaking his younger brother's leg. So the parents told him not to let that girl out because he found the key, because she said, let me out. So they had her locked up in there. So, but here's a lot of stuff that freaks me out. One, what did she eat? Was they feeding her? Then he found a skull that was in the backyard of this little girl that was missing. Did the mom and dad kill her or something? Because this is a great movie to watch around Halloween. Seriously, it's a great movie to watch around Halloween. But the teacher goes over there to find out what's going on. So when she goes over there, all this stuff is happening and she's getting attacked. And I'm like, why don't you just call the cops? She never called the cops. She just kept going forward and going forward. And I'm like, nah, man, we're going to get the cops involved in this, because everything's already messed up in there. If the cops would have walked in there, they'd have seen blood. So they'd have been like pulling their holsters out, walking around. So that's the only part I didn't like. Because cops, man, they got that instinct, man. Once they walk in there and you saying, because they going to look at you and think, okay, what's going on? Then, they checking you out at the same time. Cops are trained like this. But then when you try to tell them something going on, they're going to walk and they go, holy crap, there's blood around there. That's the only part I didn't like about that, because that teacher just kept going back in there. But she ended up rescuing him and stuff like that. But I was just trying to figure out how this girl was surviving. And she was strong, and she killed, basically he killed his mom, but she helped him kill her mom and dad, which is her mom and dad, which is his oldest sister. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, I like this movie, and I'm gonna buy it on 4K when it comes out, even though I already own it on digital. But you guys, I just want to let you guys know out there, I enjoy these type of movies, and if you guys really want an in-depth review, you need to go to those horror channels. I suggest go to Cody Leach and Drum Dump. I have nothing to do with any one of those channels. I used to follow them, about 3 years ago. I don't follow them anymore. But if you want to get an in-depth review of something like this, those two guys are the ones that'll break stuff down. I'm talking about breakdown. They'll tell you what they didn't like. They're gonna tell you that if they tell you it's a crappy movie, they're gonna let you know. But anyway, I'm just suggesting that you go to Cody Leach and Drum Dump, because they'll give you a really good breakdown of this, because I can't break stuff down. I normally tell you I like movies, and that's all it is. I enjoyed this movie. But like I said, it's a horror thriller, sitting on 58% Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm glad that because I ended up checking this out on my own. There was no trailer. There was a trailer for it, but I was looking, and a lot of times when you got these, when you're looking at stuff that they're trying to push on you, they make it look good, but then when you play the trailer looks kind of crappy, or sometimes you get the movie and you be like, this movie is terrible. But I enjoyed this movie overall. So anyway, guys, that's all I got. I wanted to do a 6-minute video. I'm almost on 10, but oh well, it is what it is. God bless, take care, and we'll catch you in the next video. We'll see you.